smell of té de manzanilla. If you don't have some, go run and get yourself some té de manzanilla or chamomile tea and make yourself a nice little cup, because it has been a hell of a week. Are y'all down to have a break in this video? A break from everything going on? Because I'm down for that. I definitely need that. I am coming out of a really hard work week, post-elections and everything going on. Okay, but not my tripod also giving up on life and just gradually lowering it. I think I fixed it. Anyways, as I was saying, if you want to hear a little bit more about like mental health related things when it comes to like culture, post-elections, like what happened, how to care for yourself, all of that stuff, I'll leave my work social media on here for you all if you want to follow that. But today with you all, you know, it's like we're the friends that just need to kind of like hug and just like cry together and just find the joys in life and things that we enjoy and self-soothe and just be in community together. That is the vibe right here. That is the vibe. And just know, if you feel sick to your stomach too, if you feel angry, sad, I am right there with you. I am right there with you. And I hope that this video just gives you un granito, por lo menos un granito of peace, of comfort in the midst of so much craziness. Because I kind of struggled to even film or be creative. I feel like I dabble in between, in and out, where like part of me wants to show up. I had to let myself process my feelings, and I mean, we have plenty of time to process our feelings, unfortunately. Plenty of time. Pero on the other hand, something that I've been talking a lot about on my work social media is the importance and the connection between culture and community care, and how historically in various cultures, like for example my Mexican culture, what has helped my people survive has been this community care and the importance of creating healthy community, right? And calling out the shit that isn't okay, that's unhealthy, that's abusive. And so even though those are hard conversations to have, I love having those conversations, especially as a therapist and on my work social media, but also in my personal life with the people that I love. Like really taking time to be like, hey, that right there is machismo, that right there is abuse. We need to work through that. We need to talk about it. We can't just sweep it under the rug, you know. But this is the vlog, hang out and just decompress and just be like, we've been doing the work, we've been trying to do the work, and we just need a safe space of community to talk about things that we enjoy right now, to lean into our collective joy, to lean into things that are good for our mental health with all of the shit going on. So welcome if you're new, if this is your first time here. So we're gonna do all the self-soothing things today, all the self-care, all the self-soothing things, because your girl could not get out of bed day one. But I'm doing a little bit better today. Like, how are you all doing? That's what I want to know. How are we doing with everything? I always want my channel to feel like a safe space for us, and I say that on any social media platform that I'm on. I want us to be in community, to learn things together, to enjoy things together, but that has to happen with healthy boundaries, with safety, as much as possible as you can online. But I know I want to do everything that's within my power to make sure that that's possible for us, because we all need that. We need safe spaces. So here's the thing. First thing we're gonna do today is Wednesday, and it is the one day that I was gonna say the word allocate. That sounds really fancy, but it's the one day that, sure, all right, I'll use the word allocate, that I give myself the chance to order out and to like Uber something. And listen, it sounds like a really good idea to support a local Mexican-owned restaurant right now. That sounds like a great idea and a great way to channel my rage. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I'm gonna order from Adriana's, and that's like a really small restaurant that has been feeding me since I was in high school. Okay, they've been coming through for me all through undergrad and grad school. It used to be called Maititos. It's not called Adriana's. So if you're from the Valley and you've never eaten there, highly recommend. Or if you're ever visiting down here, you've never had real Mexican food until you've eaten from Mexico, you've been at a Mexican friend or family member's house, or you eat at a border town. When I tell you that I love my hometown with my whole heart. So I'm gonna go ahead and Uber some food really quick, drink my té de manzanilla while that gets here, and then we're gonna talk about books. Y'all been watching my other videos. We have a book to talk about, and I'm going to talk about my current read. I have a client session at 1 p.m. and it's 12:16, so I'm going to try to order that. I have 2 client sessions today, which is really nice. My brain definitely needs a break because I have been in a work wormhole post-elections, like trying to give free resources. And by the way, if you want some free digital downloads related to mental health, find those on my website at cozementalhealthservices.com. They're in English, they're in Spanish, and they're free to anyone who wants them. If you want to print them out and put them around your community, yeah, just thought I would share. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll catch up with you all in a bit.
Nothing that weighs a quarter ounces today is gonna change our minds.
Okay everyone, so I just finished ordering my food. I'm so excited. I'm ready. Even though I've had comida mexicana my whole life, like the moment you take a little break and you let someone else cook for you, it just feels like magic, like pure magic. Since I don't have my abuela anymore, I try to find restaurants that have like a special sazon, like something that I know if she were to taste it, she'd be like, esto tiene buen sazon, like this is good. And that is definitely one of my go-to local restaurants. I am very much thankful that I live in my hometown where it's everywhere, like my culture is everywhere, and it's something really beautiful and really special that I feel like sometimes you take for granted growing up because you just hear your hometown being called so many ugly things by the media or just being portrayed in such an ugly way. And I just want to say, if anyone is watching me from El Valle de Texas or from my hometown, I just hope you know how special you are and how special our hometown is, and it's something that we should be proud of the community we have here. I can't tell I'm a little sappy right now. I'm feeling my feelings for sure. But this video is gonna be very chatty, pretty low-key, us hanging out, because that's what my heart and my mind need so badly. So I hope y'all enjoy a little chatty vlog. And I know you all really like long videos, so this is definitely one of those you probably have in the background because I'm gonna be yapping a lot for sure. So the book that I finished reading, we have to talk about it. Okay, so we have to talk about it. I already did share this one with you all in my last video, letting you know that I was going to be reading it because it's the second in the series. This is Lightning in Her Hands by Raquel Vasquez Guililand, and I'll put like little aesthetic of what the book makes me feel. Listen, Raquel Vasquez Guililand never disappoints me. Her writing style, everything about how she writes, what she writes, just so beautiful. And I don't know if she'd ever watch any of my videos and hear this, but if for any reason she were to hear this, thank you so much for writing this. I could cry from how much your books have changed my life and how beautiful. Like Jamón Fuentes Fell in Love with the Universe is one of my favorite books of all time. It truly helped me feel seen, and I'm getting so emotional just thinking about this series because these characters are messy, they are real, fully fleshed out Mexican characters and Mexican family going through the messiness of trying to heal and trying to unlearn and learn. And it's also funny, and it's also romantic and poetic, magical of course, but messy nonetheless. I love that. I love that the characters aren't perfect, and it was something where I was like, I'm gonna be triggered when I read the second book, but I would never hesitate to read one of her books because I know that we're gonna get to know the character. And I feel like that's so true to human nature. It's important to really get to know a person for their whole story, and to also hold the people that we love accountable, you know, when there are things like abuse within the family, and making sure that we keep people accountable and calling out that stuff. I love her books because they do that. She has a way of writing something so poetic and beautiful and making you feel seen, while also being like, we have some shit to call out though. Like, let's be honest and let's be real about what's happening here within the romance world and Mexican culture and Latina culture. So I'm gonna go ahead and just read the back for you all. It says, Teal Flores is desperate for two things: control over her gift of weather and a date to her ex's wedding. The first is impossible until she finds her long lost mother, but the second has a very handsome last-ditch solution. Carter Vasquez. Carter needs Teal too. His chance at receiving an inheritance is dependent on his being married. Blame his traditional Cuban grandmother. So who better to pose as his wife than Teal? But fake marriage and cohabitation prove tricky when mutual attraction charges the atmosphere. Quite literally for Teal, whose volatile emotions cause lightning strike. Together, Teal and Carter embark on a quest to find her mother and the answers she's searching for. But along the way, they'll discover something even better, a love that can weather any storm. There's definitely a lot of magic in these books because this is a family of witches, and their gifts are very much tied to their ancestors, tied to the old gods, tied to the earth. It's very beautiful. I was super worried about Teal's story because I didn't like her, you know, at all. And I can honestly say that after reading this, I still don't necessarily like Teal because of what she did, but I'm proud of her. I respect the work that she's doing to care for herself, and I want good things for her. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is the kind of person that if you were to truly have in your life, it'd be a tough decision to make whether or not you'd allow them to continue in your life. Because even if someone does that work, you know, and works on themselves, if the pain and the hurt that they caused you is for you something that is not forgivable in the sense of like, let's continue our relationship, that is very much a personal choice and very much valid. That is a consequence, right, of the decisions that we make and the things that happen. Very real. And that's why I love this book so much. Teal got herself into friendships that were not healthy, equally as she was like, las tóxicas got together, okay? And they became friends. But Teal started to really do a lot of that work of deconstructing, like, am I the tóxica? Am I really just that, or is there more to me? Like, if I really take time to think about the goals that I have in life, what I want out of life, kind of relationships I want to have. And so Teal creates new goals for herself. She's like, I'm about to redo my life because the way it had been going is shitty and I don't want to live that way. And so she wants to have healthy relationships with Carter, like the main love interest. She's like, I want to be friends again. And of course there's like a silly romance element, right, where it's basically like a marriage of convenience type situation with one of her like childhood best friends. So that part of course is like crazy and silly, but we love that in romances. At least I do. I love having like a fun silly element, and these books are definitely spicy. Like her YA book isn't, but her adult books definitely are, and it's something that's a lot more normalized in her adult books, of like women feeling empowered in that way as well when it comes to the respect that they deserve within a household when things like machismo or marianismo are introduced within the family unit, which is very much steeped in Mexican culture due to historical and generational trauma. And she does not shy away from bringing that shit up, and I love it. I love it so much. I eat it up as a therapist and just as a topic that I love to talk about in general. So Teal's magic powers literally give her away. You know, if she's pissed as hell, lightning, like a storm, will appear, and she has a connection to the weather in that way, so people can easily see when she's pissed or when things are happening. And she's lived many years having to control that, and the more you read, you start to uncover. So there's also like a mystery element to this book, because Teal's in search of her mother to find something that her mother took from her. I love the symbolism. I eat that up, and you see how much she has struggled, you know, with the mother wound that is there. And that's a huge theme in Raquel Vasquez Guililand books. This author talks a lot about the mother wound, right? Being wounded by your relationship with your mom and how that affects you throughout your life and the reality of that. And let me go ahead and just bring out some of the pages that I highlighted. You know, I love a book if I end up tabbing it a little bit. There's a friendship breakup in this book, and honestly it was the healthiest thing that could have happened to Teal, but the way it happened was so shitty. Like the friend was basically like culturally appropriating, took things from her culture that she shared with her and created a business product out of it, which is one of the shittiest things you can do as a white friend or as a friend who is outside of the culture. But openly, Teal talks about discovering that she has bipolar disorder, and her friend uses that against her and really like throws it in her face, and not in the kind of way where you're holding someone accountable, you know, where you're like, hey, you need to go to therapy. Like it started off that way, but there were also red flags in the friendship where the friend was very much like only self-serving in a lot of cases. It's just definitely one of those scenarios where mutually you're just toxic for each other. You know what I mean? Neither of you is willing to change, and so you need to kind of turn the page and move on. There's just some people in this life that are going to be triggering for you. That was definitely a tough one. If you've ever been through a friendship breakup or anything similar to this, you're gonna read it and be like, damn, that hurts. That definitely hurts. And of course Carter was there. And here's the thing about the love interest, about Carter, he's also trying to deconstruct machismo little by little, because it's seeped in his culture as well, in his Cuban culture, with the way that women are treated and the way that the men take the side of like their matriarch, which can be like their mother or their grandmother, and in a lot of cases their wives end up being treated horribly. I've seen it happen in my own family too. It's a really shitty thing, and it definitely takes unlearning and therapy, you know, being able to work through those hurts and those wounds that come from machismo and marianismo. And so there was that one that I thought was really good. If you read the book, y'all have to comment on this video what you thought of that friendship breakup. So there's this point where she's having a turning point, right? She's really realizing like, oh shit, I really need to work on my life because I am a horrible sister. I have been horrible to the people in my life. I really need to make amends and work on these things, because yes, I've been through really hurtful things and it makes sense, and that is my why, but also I need to hold myself accountable, because the people in my life are also trying to do that work and are trying to heal and get better. And so you'll hear like little moments of Teal's journey of talking about her and her therapist, of her talking about how she goes to therapy. And so in this moment she's saying, I sit back in my chair with a sigh and Carter takes Lani's seat. What are you thinking? He asks. I'm thinking, there goes my entire income. Lani forgot one of her new ugly bookmarks on our table, and I turn it over and over in my hand as I try to figure this new mess out. Lani is her friend, the friendship breakup. Carter frowns. What about Cranberry Fitness? Also, y'all, they live in the town called Cranberry. Like, that's so cute. And the dahlias I promised Sage for her wedding, which she had assured me cost in the thousands. I'm pretty sure she's exaggerating, but even they were only a few $100s. I wouldn't be able to keep that promise, and I need to. I can cover you, Carter says, this after a long moment of watching me lose my shit. Figuratively, unlike what everyone thinks is happening to Lani right now. I have my hands covering my face. I'm glad Carter can't see my expression right now. If he could, he'd know how hard I was trying to not accept his offer. Old selfish Teal would, without a single moment of hesitation. I've taken a lot from people offering in good faith. I've taken money and presents from Nadia, even when I knew Sage needed it more. I've let Carter buy every meal and drink we've shared over the years. I've let Ama Sonia try to buy my affections, even though she says all she's doing is trying to make at least one of her granddaughters appear respectable. And in return, I've turned away and pushed away the people in my life I love the most. I can't keep doing that. I can't let everyone give me everything I need without offering them a single wholesome thing in return. That line at the end was beautiful. You know, I can't keep expecting people to just give and fill up my cup without me showing up for them and not doing a single wholesome thing in return. I loved reading that so much. That was her moment of realization, right? Of like, I'm trying to do better and I really need to start taking action steps to doing better. There's this part that I highlighted, but I don't know, like, I don't want to spoil it for you guys. So if you don't want to hear this, just like fast forward a little bit. This author's books tend to end on the main character having a reflection moment, you know, and really talking about what they learned. And Teal says, after everything I've been through, my mother stealing an integral part of my soul, me growing up believing that I could never be loved so long as I was broken, and then Carter proving me so wrong. My whole family proving me so wrong. And then it says, I didn't have a good mother, but now I'm going to be a good mother to me. And that starts with doing things I love, things I find exhilarating and scary and exciting. Not being selfish is something I might always work on. I feel like the impulse for most humans is to circumvent pain by smothering it or trying to launch it into someone else. In other words, being selfish is all hell. But I've been trying my hardest to count my breaths when something pokes at my pain, my trauma, to process things first, then react. And remember that not only am I lovable as I am, I'm also forgivable as I am. I can always say I'm sorry when I mess up, and that is an incredibly unselfish pattern I'll never let go of again. All I have to say is that I cannot wait for the next book in the series, because there's another sister and I cannot wait. It really talks about reparenting, you know, and healing that wound, that mother wound that you have of knowing, hey, just because I didn't have the parent that I needed, or my parent didn't give me all the things that a child should need, you know, emotionally, all of these things that a child needs to grow up healthy and to feel loved and cared for. She's like, F that. I'm gonna give it to myself. I'm gonna learn how to give it to myself. And that is one huge part of adulting, right? As you grow up realizing there's things that I might not have been given, and I still deserve to have a good life, and to have a life filled with love, filled with compassion, gentleness, with people who show up for me like I show up for them. It's so good, y'all. I cannot recommend this series enough. Like, buddy read it with a sister, with a prima, with your amiguis or a friend, like someone. Read it with someone. Now that I finished that book, I ended up starting What a Match by Mimi Grace. Also, just so you know, the audiobook on Lightning in Her Hands was really good if you want to read that. A girly feeling pressured by her mom to date, by society to date, and doing like a matchmaking service in the city, only to come to realize that she had possibly love right in front of her. But like you all can see, it's a really short read. It's like a 6-hour audiobook, and I'm excited to keep reading this. So far it's giving just like really fun, fluffy fall vibe. And that's pretty much all the book talk for now. I'm still waiting for my food to get here, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you all go so that way I can meet with my therapy client and eat my food, but I will catch up with you all after. I just finished my first therapy session of the day, and my next one isn't till like 7 p.m. later tonight. So I only ate one of the tostadas. I tried to eat that kind of quickly before my session. That way I just had something in my stomach, but I still have 2 tostadas left. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat that. And it's officially that season in between like the November and December holidays where we're all kind of confused and we're like, well, what do we watch? Because I still feel like reading and watching fall themed things, but then at the same time, the Christmas Noche Buena holiday vibes as well like are kind of coming up. And so I feel like a good middle ground movie for me is The Holiday. I love that movie so much, but because I am self-soothing today, I'm gonna go ahead and watch that because it's a huge comfort movie, from the music to the scenes. So I have my salsa here that I'm gonna eat with these tostadas. But a huge thing for me when it's come to like food and things like that, because I've had PCOS probably since I was like 14, 15, 16. Was not diagnosed until mid-late 20s, sadly. And so something that my nurse practitioner reminds me of is the importance of rest, especially now that I have the care that I need and I have the right tools for myself, like medication wise and exercise wise. Like I know exactly what I need to do for my PCOS with insulin resistance and that type that I have. And so she reminds me like the importance of rest, having 2 full days of rest from the workouts and from weightlifting. And when it comes to food, like being gentle with myself, and for me having like that 1 day out of the week where I Uber something and don't track and just get to relax. That's just really good for me, and like one way that I like to self-soothe, because I don't want to be self-soothing with food like every single day. And the same can be said with any type of self-soothing activity, but right now, like, this is my day and I'm really excited to self-soothe and have some comfort food, you know what I mean? So this is your sign to take some time to self-soothe, whether that's ordering some comfort food for yourself, watching a favorite comfort movie, or a marathon of comfort movies. I just finished one of my therapy sessions and I have my last one at 7 p.m. today. One of my clients contacted me, so I ended up getting another session, so that was 3 for the day. So a package actually just arrived. I ended up ordering like a Christmas or like holiday themed quilt, and I feel like I'm gradually getting one for every season because I'm realizing that I really love laying down on the couch with the quilt. It just feels so cozy and so comforting. So we're gonna go get it right now and open it together. But before we do that, I also wanted to show you all the butterflies are back on the moringa tree, as you saw earlier, and I'm so happy and so excited. I previously thought that those were monarchs, but it's actually like a native species here to South Texas. They just look really similar, but I do have a monarch caterpillar in the backyard right now on the milkweed, and I thought I would show you all. It's so cute. Okay, let me see. Y'all see him? So I have like this milkweed here, the native sisote milkweed.
Yeah, I sew and I have a cow. Exactly. I counted.
Yo, this is so pretty.
Arthur, don't you want to open that letter?
Who showed up just to see you?
Okay, y'all, so it has all these different colors on them and little different patchwork that's done, but it has like the reds, the blacks, and then on the back side though, it's just like this cream. But this side is gonna be so cute for Christmas because I have like little touches of red, which honestly, I surprised myself with that one, like having pops of red for Christmas. I don't tend to do like a traditional green and red type of Noche Buena vibe, but it's been really cute to have like little touches with like the cranberries, and like now on the blanket I think it's gonna be really cute. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the wash right now, and I'm thinking probably, because right now it's 5:22 and the sun's already setting. I recently made some like peanut butter cups and I made them myself, and healthier version for my PCOS, and I thought it would be really fun to share that recipe, and we can go ahead and do that while I keep watching the movie, and we can just chill together, because I know you all have been letting me know like to share the recipes when I share like a food that I'm eating or something that I'm cooking with you all. So I'll leave the recipe down below for you all, but I'm just going to show you all how to cook it with me, since this is just a day in the life video. But definitely a little bit of chocolate, you know, in that self-soothing kit, like just a little touch. And I feel like this recipe is just really good because you can always adjust it. Okay, y'all, so apparently it is package day because I just got my cap that I ordered. I always use the cream Adidas caps that you all have seen me wear recently, and I really love it. I'll leave a link to the ones that I buy down below because the fit of it is just so comfortable. It's not tight at all. It's just really, really comfortable. So if you struggle to find like a really nice loose fitting comfortable cap like that, I will link it. But I ended up getting this really pretty like chocolate brown one that I have been wanting for the longest time. Like since I bought the other one, I also wanted to get this one. So I ordered this one, and then I ordered a black color one that's also coming soon. But I'm really excited for this one, especially for right now, like for the fall time. I've been really liking the brown colors. Anyway, let me get to cooking now. I love this scene, so good, iconic. These are the chocolate chips that I'm using to melt. That's it, y'all. All you need is a microwave, and we're gonna melt down the chocolate and make these peanut butter cups. So good, promise.
So that makes it impossible to forget him, which is great for him, but sucks for you.
You see how great your life is compared to mine?
We make ourselves a little fire, pop some bubbly, and we're going to celebrate being young and alive.
pop them in the fridge for like 20 minutes. Hey everyone, so it is a new day. Today is Saturday. I finished reading What a Match by Mimi Grace. Really cute. It definitely felt like I was reading one of my favorite comfort romance movies. Like if I was watching Hitch or 13 Going on 30, like this is what this book felt like, but with fall time, and it was so cute. Definitely spicy. Both of these romances that I read were spicy, but it was just so nice, especially with how stressful this week has been, to be able to read something like this. You know what I mean? I think the next book that I'm going to be reading is this middle grade, because I've read the first two books and this is the last book in the series, and I'm really excited about it. I think I really need this kind of comfort. Definitely let me know in the comment section what books or activities are getting you through. So this is how I've decorated so far. I decided to spice up these little corners over here and add like some bows, and I got these from Target, and then these I've already had from last year. A lot of this stuff I already had, and so these are the art prints that I ended up picking. They were digital downloads from Etsy. Then I went and printed them. It was super interesting because now that I looked at them, they're giving Home Alone 2 vibes. I tied that there too, and I think that looks so cute. So yeah, it's bringing me a lot of joy right now for sure. The other art print, which I need to remove this white little border. I definitely want to see the art print more, but it's really pretty. Then I decorated the bookshelf with the lanterns. Fun fact, these are actually from my wedding like 6 years ago. I bought them specifically for my wedding off of eBay or something, and I kept them because they're so cute, and I just like reuse them for little parties or things. One of the other new things that I ended up getting, I thought it was really pretty. I got it from Michael's, and it has like little cranberries on it and pine cones, and then I went ahead and wrapped the lights around it. And so I went ahead and just redecorated the bookshelves and put everything. So on this corner, I still need to redo the records, but I ended up busting out my little Christmas tree. I bought this back in my early 20s when me and my husband got married and we moved in together. If you all have been watching my videos for a while, every year my tradition is I will get a new little Christmas ornament. Sometimes I do two, depending how I'm feeling, but I started that tradition when I was around 19 or 20 years old, and my first ornament was actually this one. Tangled is one of my favorite Disney movies. So this is a little tour. I still remember this one from the year I really started getting into books again. Got Blue Beetle. It was the year we watched the movie. I try to pick ornaments that kind of remind me of a movie I watched or something I did that year. I ordered the next ornaments off of the Target website, and I ended up going with the Wicked ornaments because we're gonna go watch that movie, and I'm really excited. So this is the main Christmas tree, and we bought our first Christmas tree actually. We've always just kind of had one that my mom gave us, and so we had used that one, but we finally got our own tallish Christmas tree, and I love it because it's not like really wide, it's really thin. It was really easy to put together. The little star on top is from Target, the bows are from Target, and I love the Christmas ornaments so much because I got them from a local Mexican artesanía store. And these, the solecito, so cute. I actually had fun repainting these last Christmas, so this is the first year that I'm actually seeing them on the Christmas tree, and it looks so cute. And then over here, I did end up putting and busting out my Christmas mugs. We've definitely already been using this section. I feel like we're always using the mugs. This is how I decorated the table. Pretty simple. The only thing that's new are like the little cranberries. I got those from Walmart, so I kind of use those as a little centerpiece. And then that wall has stayed the same, which I really love. And then this little garland I ended up getting from Walmart. I might actually go get a second one because I love it that much, but it's really, really pretty. I feel like Walmart has some really cute Christmas decorations. And then this little section I really love. I already had all of this and these from last year. The only thing new is the cranberries. So I just took some time to chill and clean because my sister is going to be coming over and we're going to have a little sleepover today, which is perfect. We both have been like checking in on each other and just processing together all of the things going on, and so we definitely wanted to hang out today, have a fun day. So I'm really looking forward to just completely unplugging. I'm not going to be filming for a little while, just to take a break, be around like my close in-person community, because I still consider you all community as well. But you know, just like completely logging off and being able to just hug my sister, cry together, laugh, watch things, you know, be around my safe people right now, and just also lean into joy, because I really resonate with the message that joy is also resistance. All of our feelings are important, and I also want to make room and space for some joy and try to spot some of that in my life, or create a little bit of that, and also make room for the other feelings, you know, that are coming up. I also wanted to share a technique with you all that can help you reground if you're feeling anxious, stressed, overwhelmed, angry, panic. You know, if any of you have been having panic attacks lately, I definitely recommend, you know, you have your own safe space with your therapist and you get to talk about those things. But as a therapist who grew up low income, I also recognize that it can be really hard to access that sometimes. And personally, I feel like every single human being should at least know how to properly breathe and do deep diaphragm breathing, especially with the amount of people that experience anxiety. I'll leave the fun little facts here for you on screen. It is very common to experience high levels of anxiety, especially with the things that we're currently seeing. And there's nothing right now that's going to make it 100% better, because there just are shitty and unfair and scary things going on, and that's a part of our collective reality, you know, in the US and in other parts of the world. But that's the thing, right, about community, is that we show up for each other, and this is my little way of showing up for you all, trying to help out with what's within my power and what I can do. And so this exercise is on my website if you want to go download the free digital download for you to have or to share with any loved ones in English and in Spanish. But I do want to walk you all through it. So before I show you, I want you to try something, and it's what I ask all of my therapy clients to do before I teach them how to do this. Take a deep, slow breath. Pause this video for a little bit if you need to, but take a deep, slow breath just to see how you would normally do it. I'll give you a little bit of time. Just take the breath. And so what I want you to think about now is, how did you take that breath? What did you observe? Did you observe your chest and your shoulders rising? Did you observe that it was hard to breathe through your nostrils? What did you breathe with? Did you inhale through your mouth, through your nose? Did you release through your nose, through your mouth? So before we go on, just take notice, right, of how you ended up doing that. And so now I'm going to show you how to properly deep breathe using the diaphragm. And so this technique that I'm going to show you all, I share with my therapy clients who struggle with anxiety, panic attack. But to get a little geeky, one part of our nervous system, which is called the parasympathetic nervous system, is in charge of our rest state, right, of helping us rest, relax, ground, and the sympathetic nervous system is in charge of, if you're ever in danger, it will kickstart you into survival mode so that you can run, so that you can act, so that you can avoid danger. But when we're feeling anxious, that part of our brain, the sympathetic nervous system, is activated because our mind, that is a part of our body, is doing its job and trying to protect us. And so it would make sense if this week that part of your brain might have been more activated if you were triggered with so much of what's been going on, and even if there were other things in your life that were also going on. So what we want to do is dedicate a bit more time in response to that to be able to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, that's the other part of our mind, so that we can rest and relax. And one of the ways we can do that is through deep diaphragm breathing. And so I want you to picture your stomach like a balloon. Pretend que estás soplando un globo, like you're at a birthday party, you know, whenever you're blowing up a balloon. That's what I want you to visualize, just your stomach expanding when you're taking in the breath and then coming back down when you're releasing the breath. And so you want to put one hand on your chest, one hand on your diaphragm, so your stomach area. And so something that I like to do just to kind of like set the mood and set me in the right headspace is I like rolling my shoulders a little bit, because I am letting myself know that I need to loosen up, and I'm not going to be using my shoulders, raising my chest to breathe, because when we use this, it already activates the sympathetic nervous system, which causes more panic, more anxiety. But it is one of the most common ways that if you ask someone to take a deep breath, they'll be like, or they'll be like, right? And naturally, our mind's response to that is to kickstart that part of our brain that is going to jumpstart us into running for our lives, right? Which we don't want. What we want is to use the other part of our brain and cue that part to relax us. And so you're going to be breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And I like reminding my own therapy clients, what you want to do is slow down your breath, not hold it. Every single therapist has a different approach to things, but because I specialize more in anxiety, panic attack, PTSD, that sort of thing, I like reminding my therapy clients that what I want them to focus on is just slowing down the breath. Because again, if they hold it, the other part of the brain will turn on that survival part and will only cause more panic and more anxiety. So the goal is to just slow down the breath. And so I'm going to go ahead and model it for you all. Hand on chest, hand on diaphragm, and I'm going to breathe in through my nose slowly, release out through my mouth slowly. So if you noticed, my shoulders were very much relaxed. They were not rising. So if you tried at first and you notice, oh my gosh, my shoulders are rising, I'm doing it wrong, it's okay. Just remind yourself, this is gonna take practice because this is new to me. And so just keep practicing until you start to notice my shoulders are not moving up and down. I notice that my diaphragm is expanding and releasing, and you're going to be able to feel it since you have your hand on your stomach. You just want to gradually bring your breath back down to a regulated state, because when you're not feeling anxious, you don't even have to force yourself to do what you're doing right now. Naturally, your body is doing it. But if you're feeling anxious and you're feeling panic, your body's already letting you know that you're using your chest, you're using this top area to breathe, and it's constricting your breath. So you just have to re-regulate. Definitely let me know down in the comment section if you end up giving it a try. I highly recommend. And even if you're not the one experiencing this, I still think that it is so important and crucial for everyone to know how to do this, in case you're ever at work or with a loved one and anyone around you is having a panic attack or is feeling anxious. You can walk them through this exercise and just breathe with them, and it can be so helpful. Thank you so much for watching this video, everyone. I really hope that it was a cozy one for you. I'm sending you all a huge virtual hug. Take care of yourselves. Take some time to rest. Make maybe a little space for joy if you can, and if you can't, that's okay. I hope that you can gradually make a little space for it. Take care, everyone, and I will go ahead and see you in my next video. Bye.